Revenue grew 276% in 1 year. The share price has fallen about 37%. Those two numbers should not move in opposite directions. So what is actually going on inside DroneShield right now? I pulled 5 years of financials and the latest results to find out. And the answer is not what the falling price suggests. By the end of this video, you will understand one thing: why the business kept getting stronger while the stock fell.
Before we do though, quick disclaimer. Nothing in this video is financial advice. I'm not a licensed advisor. This is purely educational. Do your own research. Talk to a professional if you need to. All right, let's go.
DroneShield posted $216.5 million in revenue for calendar year 2025. That is a 276% increase year on year. Revenue was $10.6 million 4 years earlier. Gross margin came in at 60.9%, and the momentum did not stop at year-end. In the first quarter of 2026, revenue was $74.1 million, up 121% on the prior year. Committed revenue for 2026 now stands at $154.8 million. That is the setup. But here is the puzzle. The business is clearly growing fast, so why has the share price gone the other way? Let us build the picture properly first. What does DroneShield actually do? In simple terms, it detects hostile drones, classifies the threat, and defeats it. That is the full loop. Hardware and software working together. The detection layer uses AI-powered sensors, radio frequency and optical. The classification layer identifies the drone type using machine learning. The defeat layer jams or intercepts it. The systems are deployed in more than 35 countries. The team is over 450 people. 350 of them are engineers. Here is the problem DroneShield is solving. Legacy counter-drone systems are fragmented. One vendor detects, another defeats. There is no unified software layer. Procurement is slow, and there is no recurring revenue. DroneShield is the end-to-end alternative. Detect, classify, and defeat in one system. Once you deploy it, the switching cost is high. Your operators are trained on it. Your data flows through it.
The revenue model has two parts. Hardware contracts are most of the revenue today. They are lumpy. Each contract is large and takes a long time to procure. Revenue is recognized when hardware is delivered. SaaS is the emerging second leg. It grew from near zero to $11.6 million in 4 years. In the first quarter of 2026, SaaS was $5.1 million, around 7% of revenue. Management is targeting 30% recurring revenue by 2030. Hardware scales the business. SaaS would change the valuation.
Let us look at the growth track record. Revenue compounded at about 110% a year over 4 years, from $10.6 million to $216 million. That is a 20-fold increase. Underlying earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization reached $36.5 million. Gross margin held at 60.9%. These are real growing numbers. So growth is strong, very strong. The question is whether the quality behind it is real. That cash conversion number from the opening, this is where it starts to make sense.
Free cash flow conversion hit 452% in calendar year 2025. That happens when large contracts are paid up front, then delivered over time. Cash arrives before the revenue is booked. And this is not a one-off. DroneShield has now posted 4 straight quarters of positive operating cash flow. Earnings per share turned positive too, but return on invested capital is still negative. Cash is real. Returns have not fully arrived yet. That is the honest picture.
Here is where most investors get DroneShield wrong. On the surface, it looks like a hardware maker with little moat. Several vendors compete globally. There is no traditional patent wall. But the real switching cost is different. DroneShield holds United States Department of Defense classified clearances. Its battlefield AI runs on data competitors cannot easily replicate. More than 35 governments have deployed the system. To replace it, a government must recertify a new vendor, retrain every operator. That is not easy switching. That is a locked door. So, growth is strong, quality is improving, the moat is real. Now let us look at how big the opportunity actually is.
Two numbers define the runway here.
The first is the pipeline. $2.2 billion in total contract value. These are opportunities being worked, not yet delivered. The second is committed revenue. $154.8 million is already secured for 2026. A year earlier, the entire revenue base was around $57 million. Recent wins include a 5-year United States defense contract, plus a United States border protection order, and a new European factory has opened.
This chart shows the shift inside the revenue base. SaaS started at effectively zero in 2021. It reached $11.6 million in 2025. Committed SaaS for 2026 is $22.2 million. That is the recurring run rate almost doubling before the year has even started. If recurring revenue reaches 30% of the total, this becomes a different business. That is the option embedded in the stock.
The balance sheet is the strongest part of this story. Zero debt in every single year of the company's history. Cash stood at $222.8 million at the first quarter of 2026. No dividends have ever been paid. No buybacks. Every dollar has gone back into the business. This category scores 10 out of 10. It is the cleanest balance sheet in the sector. Strong growth, improving quality, real moat, clean balance sheet. So why is the stock down? This is where it gets complicated. Back in April, the stock traded at $3.72. Today, it is around $2.33. That is a fall of roughly 37%. So the valuation has come down a long way. At the April price, it traded near 80 times underlying earnings. Today, that multiple is closer to 53 times. On revenue, the enterprise value fell from about 16 times sales to about 9 times. So it is cheaper, but 53 times is still not cheap.
This chart shows how the multiples moved over 5 years. They expanded dramatically, then derated this year. At 53 times underlying earnings, the market is still pricing in strong future growth. The business needs revenue to keep compounding from here, with a credible path to recurring revenue around 30% of the total. That is achievable. It is not guaranteed. Management is where the real story sits. The leadership reset is now complete. Oleg Vornik, the founder, has handed over to Angus Bean, the former chief financial officer. Hamish McLennan is the new chair. Naval and defense expertise has been added to the board. But there is a serious overhang. Australia's corporate regulator, ASX, is running an investigation. It is examining share sales by former directors in November 2025. Those sales totaled about $66.8 million. They happened around a contract announcement that was later corrected. Nothing has been proven, no findings have been made. But until it resolves, it caps how high you can score the management category. Now let us rank what could go wrong. Risk number 1 is governance. The ASIC investigation is the single biggest overhang on the stock. Watch for any findings and watch how the new board responds. Risk number 2 is valuation. Even after the fall, 53 times underlying earnings leaves no room for a miss. Watch whether committed revenue actually converts on time. Risk number 3 is revenue concentration.
The company relies on a handful of large government contracts. If one big delivery slips, the reported number swings hard. So where does all of that leave us? Let me put the bull and bear case side by side.
The bull case rests on three things. First, the demand is structural. Counter-drone is now a permanent part of defense spending. Second, the forward visibility is strong. A $2.2 billion pipeline, $154 million committed for the year. Third, the recurring revenue inflection. If SaaS scales toward 30% of revenue, the multiple today looks cheap. The bear case is just as clear. The governance probe clouds sentiment until it resolves. 53 times earnings still demands flawless execution, and the large contracts convert in lumpy chunks.
Here is how DroneShield scores across the 7 categories. Growth, 9 out of 10. Quality, 6 out of 10. Moat, 5 out of 10. Runway, 9 out of 10. Balance sheet, 10 out of 10. Valuation, 3 out of 10. Cheaper after the fall, but still demanding. Management, 3 out of 10. The leadership reset is sound, but the regulator's probe weighs on it. Overall, 6.4 out of 10. A strong business under a governance cloud.
3 things I am watching from here. First, the regulator's investigation. Any finding or a clean resolution will move the stock the most. Second, the first half result, due on the 26th of August. It is the first real read under the new leadership team. Watch revenue and the recurring revenue trend. Third, the SaaS inflection. The path toward 30% recurring revenue. That is the single biggest re-rating catalyst from here. So that puzzle we opened with. A business growing fast with a share price falling. Now you know why. The numbers kept improving, but a governance cloud and a still rich valuation pulled the price down. DroneShield is a strong business at a price that now demands 2 things: continued execution and a clean resolution to the investigation. If this kind of framework-based ASX analysis is useful to you, subscribing is the easiest way to make sure you see each new video. One company, one framework, one scorecard, every week.